jazzing up your day with a touch of soul. The Living Room on 938 Live.
Welcome into the Living Room on 938 Live, and Esplanade Theatres on the Bay celebrates the 13th edition of Pesta Raya Malay Festival of the Arts from the 28th to the 31st of August this year. Now this year the festival is inspired by the idea of merantau. Is that right? Merantau. Tisk, which means to travel or voyage. So joining us today are Rydwan Anwar, producer with the Esplanade, and Alin Mosbit, who's director of the play Wanita, or The Women. So thanks for joining us today, guys. Let me first ask Rydwan some of the highlights and the focus of this year's Pesta Raya, which is women. We'll talk about Wanita, the play, in just a bit. Rydwan, tell us more.
As you say, it's inspired by the idea of travel. So a lot of the Malay culture in Singapore we have is a confluence of different cultures within and outside the Malay archipelago. So this year we look at a lot of the influences. So one of the highlights is a gamelan concert by this called Sakti, which features two different types of gamelan traditions from Sumatra and Java. And it will be in a concert hall, and it's composed by one of Indonesia's leading composers, Rahayu Supanga. That's one of our main highlights. And of course, Wanita, an adaptation of an American play. It's from 1930s, but we adapted it into Malay and set in 1950s Malaya.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe we can quickly ask Alin why the switch from the 30s to the 50s. And I also understand this play is quite prolific. It's been made into films. It's been done so many times.
That's true. This play by Claire Booth, what she has done is she put up a story about the lifestyles of the people in America, in New York specifically. So this
like
lady,
the socialite lifestyle.
The stories about socialites and all. But what I've done is I made it into the scenario to be in 1950s Singapore. And this is pre-independence.
Right.
We are Malaya. And it's going to be fun because we are looking at women who had money, old money with them. And not only that, these are also women from the aristocratic families of the Malay Rajas.
Royalty and
yes,
stuff like that,
Malay
right?
royalty.
Okay.
So hence, it's very, very appropriate, and it's very apt that we set it at that point of time when they were just about to go through independence. So it's going to be interesting to see that kind of synergies from these women.
What were some of the challenges you faced changing the setting and the time frame and everything? I imagined you'd have to history books or something.
Adapting it is one thing, the language, and then of course the culturalization of the play itself. I am glad that I have prior knowledge of doing theatre where it was based in that era of 1950s. Then before, when I was an early practitioner during my life as a practitioner in Malay theatre, I was doing plays like Salina and Lantai Tipinki, and these were all plays that was written specifically to document Singapore in 1950s. So hence, that part is, I think, a blessing. So I could just go back there and get all the research material and then adapt this play.
Wow, it's like, I did those before, right? So Rydwan, tell us a bit about the significance of having Wanita as part of this year's festival, this year's main performance for the festival, in fact.
Right. I mean, we've always looking at supporting local independent artists, and Alin is one of the directors we've worked with a lot. So we've done two plays for Pesta Raya, like way back 10, 11 years ago. So I think it's time to bring back Alin. So I asked her, what is it that you want to do? And I think an adaptation of an American play fits into the whole theme of confluence of different cultures and all that.
Sort of traveling to another culture.
And then the other additional challenge I have put myself into is that I have gotten artists who are currently doing much more TV work. And these are your Surya channel, big artists, to come back to theatre. These people had done some stage work prior to their careers in TV. But now I'm bringing them back into theatre and see, what it feels for them. Yeah.
Sort of a trip down memory lane, almost, right? Bringing them full circle back to theatre. We're going to find out more in just a bit. Alin is the director of the play Wanita, or The Women. It's part of this year's Pesta Raya Festival. With us today is Rydwan, who's a producer from the Esplanade. We'll give you ticketing details to Wanita in just a bit, and how you can find out more about the Pesta Raya Festival. Stay with us on The Living Room, 938 Live.
The Living Room on 938 Live. Time now to rejoin The Living Room on 938 Live.
Thanks for staying with us on The Living Room on 938 Live. And this year's Pesta Raya Malay Festival of the Arts is from the 28th to the 31st of August at the Esplanade. Theatres on the Bay, and we have with us Rydwan Anwar, who's the producer with the Esplanade, and Alin Mosbit, who's director of the play Wanita. Now, you can get your tickets already at sistik.com.sg. Wanita starts its run on the 28th of August, and you can find out more about the festival at pestaraya.com. That's PESTARAYA.com. Thanks again for joining us today, guys. So, Rydwan, tell us a bit more about some of the other highlights of this year's festival. Lots of travelling, because the theme, travelling I say loosely, because of the theme merantau.
Yeah.
Yay, Star Pahawi.
So we have Ning Baizura from Malaysia, who you might know from one of her hits in Another Life a long time ago. Also, the idea of she's very much influenced by R&B, so that kind of Malay and R&B influence,
bringing together different cultures,
yeah. And we have a Dondang Sayang concert, which is a shared heritage between the Malays and the Peranakans, actually. Yeah. So, and some people might not know that it's actually influenced by Portuguese music. Yeah, a long time ago.
Right.
But it's become Malay. We've reclaimed it as our own. It's uniquely Malay and Peranakan now. So we have a concert featuring Rudi Zulkarnain and a couple of Peranakan guests. And we also have, and there's a lot of free programs, free performances at the festival. We have different types of Malay dances. Zapin, which is a dance form which is influenced by the Middle East.
How much did you have to toe the line between, say, presenting events and performances that would appeal to, say, people who are very familiar with the culture, and the people who had no idea, for example, and just wanted to come and figure out what it was all about?
I think for most of our performances that we do, I think it's a very...
You don't need background knowledge.
We don't need background knowledge. If you have it, it's great. But then you can just experience it. It's a feast for the eyes, for the ears. Yeah.
Have you seen from year to year more sort of non-Malay people coming to enjoy the festival?
Yes, definitely, yeah. You don't have to understand the language. It helps, but there is so much... music is universal. You don't really need to understand. You can just enjoy the beats, the grooves. Yeah, so definitely every year we have lots of tourists and passers-by across many races. Yeah.
Sounds good. Director Alin was telling us earlier her play Wanita, she's decided to flex her muscle, rope in some help from TV side, an all-star, all-female cast from Malay television who started their sort of performing lives on stage.
Yes.
How are they finding it back full circle on stage again?
Those who had never truly left theatre, they're having a good time, because it's really about doing something different. People like Nora Samosir and even Gloria Tan, they're actually not Malay, but they're very, very active in the Malay theatre scene. So it's good for them. For the rest of them, it's really about reclaiming back what they have left many years, to come back and relearn, whatever that they have done in theatre. And another thing about it is, I'm very happy to say that I've got a nice group, a very talented cast, and not only that, I'm looking forward to the whole production, because we've gotten really nice big talents in theatre to do Malay theatre.
What were some of the challenges? 8 women together, we just sort of sit around, talk about eyeliner and makeup.
Okay, besides that,
Rehearsals are very loud.
yes, there were moments that when I always tell Rid, I think we should just sell tickets to our rehearsals because
so much stuff comes out from it.
And then, of course, with social media coming in, it's like forever there'll be selfieing in between scenes, and then and then all the kind of updates that we'll be getting. So that really helps because with ticket sales, we are really
running out of
moving.
tickets.
Always, so you better hop to it. I'll give you ticketing details in a bit. So what are you hoping people will take away from the play?
What I would like them to come in with will be an open mind to see this nice rendition of an American play being done, with the whole Malay nuances and lifestyle being placed on stage. But besides that, I really want them to go back and re-look into all the things that they know about life, friendship, relationship, what we do, the kind of gossip, that idle gossip that could actually, be detrimental to other people's lives, and in this day and age, wow, just one line on your, social media network can really, overthrow something.
Has a profound impact on other people.
Right.
Yeah, so to keep an eye on that will be something that you want to bring forth.
Of course, yeah.
For the entire Pesta Raya festival, though, Rydwan, what do you hope people will take away this year? I mean, year to year, and I know you guys at Esplanade work really hard. I bet you're working on next year's already. So, but for this year, what are your hopes for it?
We just want people to have fun because I think Pesta Raya, the word Raya just means celebrate. So, just come and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, that's basically it.
And on top of the ticketed pieces, there are also free events that people can take part in. Sounds good to us. Again, Pesta Raya Malay Festival of the Arts on 28th to the 31st of August. Find out more at pestaraya.com. It's PESTARAYA.com. And the play Wanita also starts its run on the 28th at the Esplanade Theatre Studio. You want to get your tickets at cystic.com.sg. Thank you, Rydwan and Alin, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Jazzing up your day with a touch of soul. The Living Room on 938 Live.